I don't know what that is, but I noticed a crack in it the other day.
It's like
Some
rubber stuck to it.
She might have seen who did it.
Who did it?
If it was anyone, it was her. I didn't do that.
Somebody did it. Maybe, I guess Amanda tried to fix it. So, all over Facebook, for the last, I don't know, since, I guess Monday is when I started seeing it. Pacific Suns and Tees has an American flag shirt.
PacSun. Yeah. I used to shop there all the
So
time.
they got an American flag shirt that looks much like my Rogue American Apparel flag shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Except the flag is inverted, it's upside down.
Right.
So the first thing I see it before I read any headlines is somebody's in distress. Upside down flag, upside down American flag, America's in distress. I look at it, don't think shit of it, but I keep seeing this through the day.
I was gonna say, I didn't even think about it. I've seen it on Facebook, like the
fucking
trend.
all over
Yeah,
Facebook because motherfuckers are up in arm about it. Because everybody has to be fucking upset. So you've got all these fucking soldier websites and shit pissed off about this. The thing is, most of those dudes aren't fucking soldiers. Most of the dudes fucking screaming stolen valor never served in the military. That's their fucking hobby. That's their way of doing something and feeling good about not having gone in the military. So I start reading this, and there's all these people boycott Pacific Eyes and Tees, sunglasses, T-shirts. They're in all the malls. Fuck those guys. We'll never do business with them. And I'm thinking, I don't have a problem with this. America is in fucking distress. That's the first thing I thought when I saw it. So you and I were kind of talking about it. I'm like, look at all this stuff yesterday.
Because people jumped on your flag thing too, and we're like, you can't use the flag.
Yeah, that's what spurred me thinking about it. We've used the American flag in our logo for over 25 years, a quarter of a century, literally. So now all of a sudden we've got these dudes popping up, and they're like, you're using the flag in your advertising? I just ignore them. But they're persistent. They PM me several times until I finally answered them, which is pretty much, fuck off, eat a dick. You look at their profiles, and half of them are kids. Like, we've been using that logo before you were fucking born. So then you've been seeing for the last month all these fucking retards burning the flag. I have my opinions on that. They are doing it for the attention and for the spitefulness and the hatefulness, and because it gets at the people who are upset by it. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah.
But when you look at the broader picture of it, under your rights, your God-given rights and your rights as a U.S. citizen, you're offended by that. You don't have a right not to be offended. You have a right not to do it. You have a right to have your property not stolen and, fucking burned up. If somebody stole your flag and burnt it, that's a different issue. They're buying their fucking property and stepping on the flag or whatever. I get that you're upset about it. They want you to be upset about it. The fucking media giving all the press to all this shit, and Bruce Jenner's sex change and all the other shit going on in the world, they want you to watch that and not watch what they're doing. They're fucking giving all this press, and they're showing it all over the place, and everybody's fucking showing it on Facebook. You are doing exactly what the media wanted you to do, and that is fucking put all of your attention and all of your energy into being upset. And tomorrow it'll be something else, and next week it'll be something else. But all of it that matters in no way. Does those fucking retards, those bitches standing out there stepping on the flag, does it in any way affect you directly? Does it fucking hurt you? Does it hurt anybody you know? Does it affect anybody? And really it doesn't. So we were talking about that, and I remember Jack Spirko talking about his thoughts on the flag, and that brought that up. Colin and I were talking about it. So I posted on Jack Spirko's page, hey, I remember you doing a podcast about your views on the flag, and really I was real busy. I didn't have time to go find it. Chances are he has so many shows I couldn't find it without listening to 20 or 30 of them, and I just needed to focus on what we're doing. We're getting ready for Blake's show. So I posted on Jack's personal page, hey, what are your views on this? And what he came back with, and he wrote out fucking paragraphs of what he thought, and he said, hey, I'll tell you what, I'll do a show on this tomorrow, which he has done. The show went up yesterday. But what he said is, I was talking more about, he said, and the gist of it is, it infuriates me, and my first instinct is I want to slap the shit out of those people because they're just doing it to be assholes. But the bigger picture is, that's their personal property. You don't have, yeah, it offends me, but but you don't have a God-given right not to be offended. That's not in the Constitution. So, but what he was talking about, what I remembered or thought I remembered him saying, he was actually talking about the Pledge of Allegiance, how the Pledge of Allegiance came to be, what the Pledge of Allegiance started as, and he said, it's not what people think it is. And when you look at the history of it, it is not at all what that was founded on. So, you know, a few other things he mentioned in the show were these people like, if you don't like it, just leave the country. What if that had happened in fucking, you know, in the pub when the Marine Corps fucking started? Those people didn't like something that was going on in the country. So should their answer have been to just leave the United States? Or to fucking do something and change it and make it into the country it is now? But that what I'm getting at is this is all shit that has no given concern. You hear about libertarianism and anarchism, and really you have all these people that say they're anarchists. You don't want to fucking... Everybody talks about they want to be an anarchist until there's fucking actually no laws and people are coming into your house and burning your house down with no recourse, no repercussion. And I guess I would be a libertarian, kind of. I mean, in the fact that if it doesn't directly influence me or affect me or somebody that I immediately know, I don't have a lot of time or attention for it. I don't have time to be upset about some other shit or focused or put energy into some other shit that has nothing to do with me. And that's what the media is. The media wants you to fucking focus on shit that does not matter. The government, they do not want you growing your food. They do not want you raising your kids. They do not want you knowing about vaccinations that you're giving your kids. They want you to take what they say and do exactly what they say. And I believe that the media is controlled by well, we know the media is controlled by the government. There's no fucking free media except on the internet, some of it. And that's what they want you to do. It's a fucking puppet show. Watch this puppet while you're not watching my hand in your pocket and you're not watching us fucking mold your children and have all this other shit go on. And that's exactly what it is. It's molding children. The society where people are upset and their new part-time job is to go out and fuck your business because they didn't get their way. You see it more and more and more. I'm on a closed forum called Strider Knives. And I've been on the forum for a year or so on Facebook. And there's, I somehow got tagged into it. I got notifications 2 days ago. And I'd forgotten I was even in the group. So I go and look at the thread. And there's this dude in there who has a Strider knife. It's a folder, AR or GB or something like one of these. Looks just like this. Looks to be titanium tiger stripe on one side. And he has damaged the knife. My understanding is that the knife will wobble this way, which means that this lock up here or the actual blade, he has somehow dented it. The only way I've ever been able to get a knife to do that is using it as a hatchet and hammering it with something else. I've damaged some thinner. I've never damaged a Strider that way. I had another brand knife. It's about half the thickness and half the knife. And I was cutting kindling with it, and I damaged it, and the blade would wobble that way. So what this kid, and it turns out the kid's 16 years old, or he looks to be about 16 years old. So he has sent it back to Strider, and he has now launched on this public forum that he's being ignored. Strider's had the knife for like 3 weeks or something. So I'm being ignored. Nobody will reply to me. Should I be worried? And he's basically bitching in public, hoping that Strider will go, oh shit, we better fix this. And Strider does shit much like we do. We came from the same shop. We shared a shop for years and years and years. And when both companies really were starting, we were all in there together. And we have kind of the same mindset. And we all said the same things about customers. And we just vocalize them today. You know exactly how we do shit, the guys that watch our videos and watch our Facebook page. So the kid sends this back. But not only does he want them to warranty his knife or fix it, he has now requested that they completely swap the blade out also because he's worried about a 3/4 grind and wants a completely different knife sent back to him. So Josh basically replied, who's the businessman, I think he's the business manager of the company, Josh's position over there. He basically replies, yeah, we got a knife. Oh, you're the dude who sent a knife in with no information. And then a few days later in the mail, we get a fucking napkin with a bunch of notes on the napkin, and we haven't put the two together. Like we got a knife, just like we get belts back here. We get dudes that send belts back with no information, no return address. Like, not only can we not eat, we don't know what you want, but you haven't even put in a return address. You don't even put a name on the box you shipped us, so we can't even email you and ask you what you wanted. And then we've got, and the same guys, those are the same guys that 2 weeks later will go, did you get my package back? I'm like, I don't know. What
are you talking about?
What's your tracking say? Oh, well, we didn't buy tracking. Well, actually, you did. Because every priority box that goes out UPS now comes with fucking tracking and some insurance. It's built into the postage. So just because your dumbass didn't fucking bother to save the slip, we don't know if we got your fucking box. We're not even going to look for your fucking box because we have fucking hundreds of boxes here in motion. When you send a return belt back, Amanda doesn't log it in or anything. She opens the box, looks at the notes, tries to decipher what the fuck you want. It's getting better now. About 90% of them actually very clear, very brief. Send your $8 in. And then she writes on there what she needs, hands it to me, and I cut it that night or the next day. And within a couple days, your belt ships out. We throw those boxes away. So when you ask us, did we get your package, we don't fucking know. We either have your belt in motion, and we threw your box away, or your box never made it here. It is on you to look up your tracking information and tell us you have it. So if in a week or two we haven't shipped your belt back, your warranty belt, and you email us, we go, well, what's your tracking say? We can't look up your tracking. We don't know your tracking. You have to have that. And that's basically what happened over here. But my point to this is, these kids, this kid who threw this tantrum and posted this on a fucking forum group with 2,000 Strider fans who are very loyal to Strider, he thought he was going to get somebody taught him that behavior. When he threw a tantrum, if his parents had fucking whipped his ass and sent him outside to play, or sent him outside to pick a stick, you're going to act like a bitch, we're going to fucking beat it out of you. Had that happened, he wouldn't have thought he could have got away with that with a fucking major business like Strider. And I started to post, before I even looked at who this guy was, I saw this thread and started to post and go, you're acting like a little fucking bitch. Had you done that shit to SOE, we'd have canceled and refunded your order. But from the looks at it, once I actually read the rest of it, we couldn't have even, we didn't know who the fuck this kid was. Mm-hmm. So I said, man, I started to post, and I said something. And somebody said, the kid came back with, well, it's bullshit that my knife broke after, having it for only 90 days. I spent $500 on this knife, and for it to break, why did I spend so much money? And I said, dude, I got 100 knives. I got 100 Striders, at least. And any Strider knife I have that's broken, has the tip broken or chips out of it, it's because I fucking did something with it that wasn't knife shit. Usually, using it as a screwdriver when I don't have one, I try to use the back and I'll still snap it. Prying open manhole covers, I've snapped them that way. Prying open utility boxes, prying open the water box in the yard to get to the valve. We had to turn the water off at the street because we had a pipe break up in the pump house up here. I snapped one that way. Trying to put a kick plate on a door, I was using it as a chisel. And I snapped one that custom Mick Strider. Mick personally made me a knife for my birthday, and I snapped the tip, like a 1/4 inch of the tip off of it. And then some asshole's like, you don't bullshit, you don't own a fucking knife. I go, you might want to fucking ask around. Not only do I own 100 knives, I have Strider knives named after me. The JW is after me, and several friends as well. But it's just nonsense. Somebody fucking taught this kid this behavior. He saw his parents do this at Walmart or wherever it was. People don't do things that they're not rewarded for. Like it's a learned behavior. When he threw a tantrum, if he'd have got his butt paddled, that shit would have been out of him early on. But somebody he was around did that. And that's society. It's mob mentality. People get offended, and then other people get offended. I got a buddy who is an amputee and has a prosthetic, and he's in a wheelchair, and he's had multiple implants in his back to control his prosthetic robot leg, and he's had a lot of problems lately with the new surgery. And I get a PM yesterday out of the blue on Facebook from somebody I don't know, a woman, and says, so-and-so is full of shit, he's only 30% disabled, and he's stealing valor. And I replied back, I said, you're talking about somebody that I personally know. You're not just blindly PMing me. I know this man. I have stood next to this man. I've had dinner with him on multiple occasions, and he is a friend of mine. There is no question that he was in the military. There's no question that an IED blew his leg off, and there's no question that he is missing a fucking leg. Looking at your photos, though, you're all intact. 100% physically have all of your limbs and digits in 100 photos I looked at yesterday. I said, but more importantly, what do you have to gain by this? Literally, you're PMing a stranger, and I found you posting all over Facebook yesterday saying the same shit about my friend. But why? What do you have to gain? And this man's disability is fibromyalgia. I don't know a whole lot about it. It seems to be something that they diagnose you with when it can't really be proven even, I don't think.
No, it's real.
It's real?
Yeah, fibromyalgia is an inflammation of the fibrous tissues and connective tissues in your nerve endings. It's chronic because it can't go away. Level of disability is individual.
Okay. So this person says he's 100% disabled. Says David should not have a handicap placard on his car. David, it's my buddy David Larson. Has memorial tattoo all over his body, hundreds of headstones, and this dude's fucking just going on and on and on that David isn't disabled, shouldn't have a handicap flag. And I said, but what do you stand to gain? Like, don't you have, this man is a Gulf War, this female. I said, so you're a female, and you're a Gulf War veteran, and you are 100% disabled from the Gulf War.
Yeah, negative.
Well, no, I'm using my wife's account. Why are you PMing me from your wife's account and not yours? Well, I'm 100% disabled. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Because you're using the computer on an account, so you obviously have the capability. I'm looking at photos of you, and the first PMs that this thing said was, my husband is 100% disabled, and David Larson is not. I said, you just told me you're your fucking wife. I said, your disability is you're fucking nuts. And David was upset about this, and I didn't PM David and tell him about this. David
Saw it on his own.
No, David didn't even know about this. David PM'd me last night and said, man, this guy has me blocked on Facebook, so I can't see him posting. And he's out on my fundraiser site posting from Facebook, talking shit, and everybody's engaging him, but I can't even see what he said because he has me blocked. And I said, well, I wasn't going to tell, because he's having problems right now. He just had that other surgery. And the implant is not fucking controlling his prosthetic. It's not functioning and firing correctly. So he's got enough shit going on his own. So I didn't even tell him. I said, well, I wasn't going to tell you about this yet, but here is the chain of emails this man sent me. And David said, man, this guy is driving me fucking nuts. I don't understand why he's doing this. And I said, let me tell you why he's doing it. Because this dude is so fucking miserable in his life, and he's not able to, whatever his problem is, he wants to be number one at something, and being handicapped is what he has chosen to be number one at. For real. I said, this dude, I'm more handicapped than this guy. They're neighbors. Unfortunately, he can't just escape him. I'm more handicapped than this guy, so he has to attack this guy to raise his position. Just like our competitors talk shit about us, rather than do more business, cut more belts, ship more product, they try to bring you down to their level rather than elevating their level themselves and putting in harder work. And I said, this guy, his problem is that he's fucking crazy. He's off his meds, he's on too many meds, he's on whatever his problem is. He wants to be the best at being handicapped, but really he's fucking nuts. And because he's nuts, he doesn't realize he's fucking crazy. And David said, man, that's fucking scarily makes a lot of sense. And in the chain, I said, dude, you're barking up the wrong tree. And he goes, you're just David's wannabe, and you're just helping him, you know, put forward these crimes and helping him do stolen valor and all this shit. I go, dude, you're barking up the wrong tree. He goes, I'm going to tell everybody in my military groups and warn them. I go, yeah, you fucking do that. I said, you go ahead and slander and libel me. I said, I assure you, I have way more fucking money than you do, and we will drag you into court over and over and over just for the challenge of it. I go, you're talking to the wrong one. And he goes, no, liable, you can't sue somebody for liable if it's true. So he's